Assalamualaikum and hi. I bid to Madam Mimi Hayu, my ELC 650 lecturers. My name is Haris Arman bin Muhammad Hanif, and in this video, I will do the presentation about the movie critic. So, there are two movies that I have chose, which are Ip Man 4, The Final Chapter, and also 21 Bridges. The first movie that I want to present, Ip Man 4, is about a Kung Fu master that traveled to United States to find a school for his son. The reason that he traveled, because he wanted to find a good education for his son. And this movie also shows that the discrimination by local people to Chinese immigrants. Why they are discriminate? Because at that time, Chinese immigrants people are not welcome to the United States. So in order for the government to organize all the immigrants, they set up a place that they put all the immigrants together. And for the Chinese immigrants, the place is called Chinatown. And the movie also shows that the Chinese immigrants try to attempted to expose their culture, and some of the culture that they wanted to show to the local people is their martial arts, which is called Kung Fu. So I will proceed to the first clips that shows some issues.
Move!
Surrender, Sensei!
What did you just say? Did I just hear you say that you surrender? Did I? You know what our motto is, recruit. Trained to kill, ready to die. Do you understand the meaning of those words?
It's hurt me, sir!
Oh, it's hurting you, is it? Hurting you. Do you know this is the problem? Do you know there's a rumor going around this base, people saying that I'm racist? I'm not racist. See, I don't hate you because you're colored. I hate you because you're a cowardly colored. Get off the mat.
You, Jackson, you're next.
Staff Sergeant Hartman, do you mind explaining to me what exactly this contraption is?
It's a Wing Chun dummy. A Kung Fu training aid. Like a punching bag, if you will. But for Chinese martial arts.
Let me ask you something. Did you fall out of your crib this morning and bang your little head? Where the hell do you think you are? Does this look like a museum for preserving your ancient Chinese heritage?
Wing Chun is improvising and adapting, just like the Marine. I've been practicing for months now, and I find it practical for real combat. I'm certain that practicing it will be beneficial for our Marines on the battleground.
Oh, you're certain, are you? So this Kung Fu bullshit's gonna allow us to kill our enemies. Is that what you're trying to say? Outstanding, Staff Sergeant. You're a goddamn genius. Get this thing off my face now.
You know nothing of Chinese Kung Fu.
Zero! All right, Staff Sergeant Hartman, I'm gonna allow you to prove those words. If you can defeat Colin in a fair fight, then I'll...
So for the first clips that you have watched, there are 4 people involved, which is the sergeant, the karate master, and 2 soldiers. The first issue that you can identify is the lack of empathy showed by the sergeant. What is empathy? Empathy is the ability to understand the feeling of others. And in the clips, the sergeant shows that he totally failed in showing empathy towards his soldier, because when the soldier is beaten down by the karate master, he was pleaded. He was crying for mercy because he could not bear the pain that the karate master gave him during the training. So when the sergeant heard when the sergeant heard the soldiers cry, he seems to not care about the pain that the soldier is receiving from the karate master. So what does the scene have impact on me? The scene, I've been observing that to be in military, there are such very difficult activity to train a soldier, because the soldier's job is to protect the country, and in order to protect the country, he needs to be strong, and to make him become strong, the soldier needs to do a very hard training to improve their ability in battlefield. So what the impact that have on me, that it is because I used to love to join military when I grow up. So when I see the scene, when I watch the scene, it scares me, because I believe that I could not bear the training that was given to the soldiers in order to become tough. So the second issue is about the abuse of power. We can see that the sergeant is using his power, is misconducting his power, because when one of the soldier is bringing a dummy which used for training for martial arts, the sergeant seems to mock down the Chinese culture. He said that the tools that used for Chinese martial arts is useless, and it will not bring any benefit to when they wanted to go to war. So he very looking down on the Chinese martial arts. So what if I was the sergeant? And if I was the sergeant, I will welcome a new tradition to the camp, to teach the variety of battle technique for my soldiers to use it during the battlefield. So there will be a diversity of culture. There will be exist of a variety of tradition and culture in the military environment. So we proceed to the next movie, which I want to present. The movie is called 21 Bridges. 21 Bridges is a movie about a police officer who had a rough childhood because the death of his father. His father was brutally killed by another police which turned out to be corrupted. When he grows up, he had become a police officer just like his father. He committed to uphold justice and eliminate corruption among law enforcers. Little did he know, he was surrounded by corrupt people in his department. The corruption that happened in his department are related to drug dealing. So when he already knows the corruption did by his co-workers, he has set to target to expose the corruption led by his department's leader.
But could you prove it? I only have to prove it to myself. Come on, Michael. Come on. Okay.
Ceasefire! 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 What the fuck? What the fuck, man? He was surrendering. He was giving himself up.
He was gonna shoot you.
You didn't see the gun down? You didn't fucking see the gun down?
I thought he was gonna shoot. Central, this is homicide court. Copy. Central, do you copy? Be advised we have shots fired on the 6th train coming into Grand Central. Suspect is down. Suspect is down.
Go ahead.
Do you copy? Central.
Go ahead.
Central, do you copy? Central.
As you have watched the clip, we can identify the issue that happened in the scene is the injustice of a police officer to the criminal. We saw at first that one of the police officers was persuading the man to give up his gun. The reason he did not shoot the man straight away was because the police officer wanted the man to tell all the things he know. A hard drive that was in the man's hand will expose all the corrupted police that involved in the drug dealing. The police officer knows about it, so he tried to not shoot because he wanted the man's help to expose corruption in his department. When the man or the criminal was ready to surrender himself to the police officer, he was being shot in the chest by another policewoman. To make the matter worse, the policewoman knows that the man was trying to expose the corruption done by her co-workers. Therefore, to cover them, she committed to shoot him, so the corruption of the woman and her friends remain as secret. So the discussion topic of this issue is injustice is unavoidable in our society. There are always the people who act unjustly to gain an advantage. The people who do act unjustly, in most cases, is one step ahead of their rivals. People are only become just because they are afraid of the consequences of being unjust. People who follow rules will not get into trouble, which could hinder their advantage. Those who breaks the rule can get an edge over those who don't break it. Even though injustice can put someone step ahead, it can also hurt the person. Those who uphold justice are not risking themselves in getting into troubles, unlike injustice people. The goal for injustice person is to only obtain their individual wants, which sooner or later will backfire. So the conclusion is, being unjust is morally wrong, but it does give a person advantages in today's competitive world, like the police officer who took a shot on the criminal. So to conclude my video presentation on movie critique, there are many types of negative issues that happen in the workplace, from abusing the power given to the corruption among top management. Therefore, we should teach ourselves to always avoiding in having conflicts among co-workers, so a peaceful and harmony working environment can be achieved. That's all for me. Thank you.